Yeah, I'm looking for a chainsaw change for my chainsaw.
Do you know what size chain you need, sir, and what style and what thickness?
Well, I see you got some over there. Any one of those probably work.
Well, that's funny, sir. There's all different kinds of chainsaw chains. You need to go home and get your chainsaw or get the chain and come on back, and then I'll give you the right chain. It's just not as simple as just grabbing one off of there, but I will if you want me to.
Well,
it ain't gonna fit.
Okay, well,
unless we get lucky, which I doubt. Just go home and get your chainsaw or go get the chain.
Alright.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay. Now we had that knucklehead customer come in, didn't know what chain he needed, what size bar. This chainsaw stuff is real complicated when it comes to these chains, because a lot of different chains will fit different saws, and I'm going to explain to you, or try to explain to you, how this works. Now here, we got two 20-inch chains for a real popular model chainsaw. This chain is 3/8 pitch. 3/8 pitch is the distance between three of these rivets, which would measure 3/8. This chain is 3/25 pitch, which is 325 thousandths of an inch, which in a fraction of an inch would be about 5/16. This chain and this chain will not interchange. You can make them work, but you're going to ruin your bar and you're going to ruin your clutch. So, you need to know what pitch chain you have, and you need to know what your bar length is, and another thing you need to know is what the thickness is. And that's this little part right here. See this part that's hanging down here? That's called the driver. That's what drives the chain. Now that comes in a bunch of different sizes too. 43 thousandths, 50 thousandths, 58 thousandths, 63 thousandths. See how things can get confusing with these chains? And then these chains are 3/8 low profile. It's 3/8 of an inch, just like these, but it's a smaller chain. It's got a smaller little tooth on it. It's almost like 325, but it's a little bit smaller. Now this chain is 3/8 43, which means this thing here, the driver, is 43 thousandths of an inch. This is 3/8 50, which means this is 50 thousandths. This is the part that fits in that little groove in the bar. This chain will not fit on a bar that uses this chain. This is 43 thinner, and that's too fat. Now, the bar length is determined by the amount of these drivers right here. So these are for a 14-inch chain. There's 50 of these things right here, these little things right here, those drivers hanging down. If you were to count every one of them, there'd be 50. And that fits a certain size saw. Now, every saw uses a different drive length count. So you need to know how many of these you have. You need to know if you have 3/8 or 325. And you need to know if it's 50 thousandths, 43 thousandths, 63 thousandths. You need to know all that information before you go in and say, just give me a chain. I just need a chain. It don't work that way. So educate yourself and find out what size chain you need. It makes it easier for me. Makes it easier for you. You ain't making a bunch of trips back and forth. There's your dinner. Alright, here's another one of Taryl's quick tips. A lot of people don't know this, but there's a fuel filter inside the gas tank of chainsaws and weed eaters and leaf blowers. So what you got to do is make yourself a little tool, like I made here, a little hook tool. I made this out of a piece of coat hanger, the same coat hanger that hangs up my lovely jumpsuit here. That's what I made this one out of. Or this one I put my glasses on. Alright. So what you do is you get inside there and you dig around till you find that hose. There it is. There's your fuel filter right on the end of that hose. Pull that off. Go to the store, get yourself a new one, pop a new one back on. It's very important that you change this filter, because if this gets clogged up with sawdust, especially on chainsaws, it'll make the chainsaw run lean and you'll burn the chainsaw up, and this little $4 or $5 part's going to cost you $300-400 for a new saw. So there's your quick tip, and there's your dinner.